I've had it.
What's wrong?
I am exhausted and fed up with how we are treated at the factory. We are nothing to the owners. Nothing. We are worthless to them. Easily replaceable. I am a human being, and you, me, and everyone deserve better than this.
I know it's been tough these past few days with how things are going at work, with several people getting injured and dying, and then just getting easily replaced by the hundreds of people lining up at the gate, waiting to take their jobs. But it just is what it is. We should be grateful that we even have jobs, James. The factory was just about to go out of business since all the other businesses were getting the telegraphs. Luckily, we got one too. And look at us now, not worrying whether or not we will be able to support our families.
Hey guys, what are you guys up to?
James is tired of how we're getting treated at work.
You know what, guys? Screw this job. Let's quit and start something of our own. I know I could get a couple more cents there. Like what? Let's be realistic. We'll never succeed. Jim, do you not see the possibilities? We could do this. We could start our own business. We just need to know the right people. Don't you want to have a better life for your families? Come on now, James. Let's settle down.
No, Jim. James is right. We can do this.
James, you're right on point. Let's take a trip into town. Take a look around. Is this not what you guys want for yourself? Just to even have a small fraction of it?
Are you ridiculous? We would never amount to anything. We are nothing but pathetic workers who will always be stuck in tenements. If we're lucky.
Stuck in the ward, let alone end up in Fifth Avenue.
Well, I don't know about you, Jim, but I am sick and tired of these working conditions, and they aren't getting any better. Haven't you read The Jungle?
If anything, things are getting worse, and I won't stand for this any longer.
I read it and I cannot believe that things could get worse.
Little children are being treated just as bad as we are. They are losing their fingers, losing their toes. That book has exposed the truth of how we live and work, what we must suffer every day.
The wealthy are finally getting a glimpse into what we must deal with every day. They are just realizing just how miserable our lives are, but most importantly, they are finally getting a glimpse into what's going inside their mouths.
Which is exactly why we must act now. People are slowly starting to notice what is really going on in these factories, and it won't be much longer until the government runs them out of business.
Do you honestly believe that the government would do anything about this? All they care about is money. They want wealth for this economy. That's all that matters, and that's all that will ever matter. Well, they will do something about it. The book has caused so much uproar, and it would be hard not to do anything about it.
I won't stand to hear about this no more. I won't jeopardize my only income, the only way I'm putting food in my children's mouth, and I would strongly suggest that you...
And you fine gentlemen would do the same. He won't even give us all a chance. That's all we need, a chance. An opportunity to make all of this happen.
And who exactly do you believe would even give us this chance?
Do you remember when I said it's all about knowing the right people? Well, I think it's about time we go see them.
And what makes you think that they would even bother with us?
Well, we don't have much to offer, but if we were to succeed in all of this, we would have something to return.
I feel a little uneasy about this, James, but I will give this a shot. But I will say that if my family's endangered in any of this, I'm out.
That's good enough for me. Let's go.
I don't know about this, James. We're about to go ask the ward boss for help. And you know, once the ward boss helps you, there's no going back in all of this.
Well, we do need support in all of this. We can't just start our own business. We have no money. We don't know the right people. We need all those things if we want to start our own business.
What exactly are we going to ask of him?
We're just going to ask him all the basic things we need to start a meat factory. And any profit we make, we're going to return to him as a favor. He does this all the time, I hear. I'm sure we'll be fine.
can I do for you, gentlemen?
Hello, sir. We have a favor to ask of you. You see, we would like to start a small meat factory, and in return, we would give back a profit if we succeed.
If you succeed, I'm not here to give favors to people who are unsure of themselves and not sure whether or not they can repay me.
Sorry, sir. I mean, when we succeed.
I'm not sure whether or not you guys know exactly just what you're getting yourself into. You see, because once you go through me, you have to go through the boss at Tammany Hall, and he is one guy you don't want to be unsure about yourself around him.
Boss at Tammany Hall?
I heard he does not like to be messed around with, and has a zero tolerance for people who cannot repay him back. And if you go through him, you have to go through everything that he has to say. You practically have no say. He tells you what to do with your business, who to vote for, and who knows what more. Tammany Hall is the most powerful of its kind in the country, actually. I think he's right. We don't know just what we're getting ourselves into.
We're not ready to go through all of this yet. We don't even know how to run a business.
We have to get out of this.
You're right, sir. We don't know what we're getting ourselves into. We're sorry if I wasted your time, sir. We'll be out on our way now.
I'll let this pass this time, but come to my building and get unsure of yourself. Know that there will be a price to pay. Now go along. I have more important things to do.
Thank you. Can you believe what we almost got ourselves into?
I know starting a business wasn't exactly going to be the best of ideas. It wasn't going to exactly change all the workers' lives. All the working conditions weren't going to change. If anything, it would have added to the problem. The only thing we could do now is continuing our journey with the social gospel is to help ourselves live better lives.
They have helped a lot by building these settlement homes. They have taught me how to dress, some working techniques, and what to do when I get injured. I'm really grateful of them. You know what? I'm actually really happy we didn't start our business and become wealthy, because we would turn into Darwinists, and there's nothing more that I can't stand than those type of people.
Darwinists are cruel people and would obviously be the wealthy. Who else would want to get weak instead of helping them? It's inhumane. If anything, the only thing they have brought to this country is more poverty. If the wealthy won't help the poor, then who will? The poor?
Exactly. The poor can't even help themselves, let alone to help other people. They will soon see the effects that they are having in this country and see just how much good the gospelists are doing for our own economy. They are the smart ones, not the Darwinists. They are nothing but selfish monsters.
They say survival of the fittest, yet they know nothing of survival. Everything is handed to them. They don't know whether or not there will be food on the table. They know there will be. They don't know whether or not they will have the job for the next day. They know their job will be waiting there for them. They certainly do not know the definition of their motto. Once they live it, I will give them some respect. Until then, I spit on them.
You're right, John. They don't know the definition of the motto until they live it. I couldn't agree with you more.
Our government is going to do something about this. I just know it's their responsibility, and they will fix the problems of our society.
I highly doubt it. If anything, more and more people are going to turn into Darwinists. Sad to say, but it's reality.
Let's just pray the government does something to fix this. But until then, we must continue with our tough jobs, because after all, we are the fittest of them.
Did you hear about the news, John?
What news, James?
The government has finally taken up their responsibilities and are finally fixing the problems of society.
What do you mean?
The government is finally breaking up the monopolies, and our government is gaining more power.
How?
Well, you see, a man named Robert Lafollette has called for a reform in the country. He killed political machines and made the government more reliable for its citizens. Now, the government has passed the 16th Amendment that creates a progressive national tax, which means the wealthy get charged more than the poor. And they passed the Sherman Antitrust Act that allows them to break up monopolies, and they can also regulate railroads, trusts, and food through the Square Deal.
Are they doing anything about the children?
Yep, they are finally doing something about the mistreatment of children. They created the Child Bureaus Act that protects them.
Really? Why haven't I not heard about this?
Well, it's probably because you can't afford a newspaper. But the only reason why I heard about it is because I heard it through the grapevine at work. Okay.
See a better future for us. And I have a feeling our country's finally progressing, and we'd even need to start businesses to have a better life.
It might take time, though. Who knows how long it will take for our country to change with all these acts and reforms.
As long as I know there will be better times for my children, I'm okay with that.
That's true. I prefer to go through this hell than my children.
They finally killed those political machines, though, because I felt uneasy that they were running over our government. Those people were corrupt, and the reason why our country wasn't getting any better.
Well, it's time that we all move forward and we not dwell on the past because that's going to hold us back.
Well, I'm ready to move forward to where it gets better.
Don't we all? I just about lost my finger in the meat grinder the other day. Would have lost me my job.
Well, I don't think you have to worry about that anymore. See you later, guys. Don't you lose your finger, James.